Welcome to our journey into Stoicism. In this video, you will learn 5 powerful Stoic ways to stop worrying and reclaim your peace. So if you're ready to break free from the worry paradox, stick around and let's dive into the ancient of Stoicism. Have you ever noticed the shadow that lurks in the corners of your mind, clouding your thoughts with fear and uncertainty? The insidious thief we're talking about is none other than worry, always ready to steal your peace, sleep and happiness. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? And the most intriguing fact is, we allow it are creatures of habit, conditioned to anticipate the worst, even when the sun is out. But is this survival mechanism really serving us, or holding us back from this? Is where the ancient Greek philosophy of Stoicism comes to our rescue. It teaches us to focus on what's within our control, live in the present, and turn obstacles into opportunities. A way of life that helps us understand the fleeting nature of our existence. So, are you ready to delve into this philosophy and free yourself from the chains of worry? The first Stoic way to stop worrying is to understand what is within our control and what is not. In the grand theatre of life, we often find ourselves tangled in a web of worries. The key to untangling this web is the concept of the dichotomy of control, a fundamental principle in Stoicism. This principle encourages us to divide the world into 2 categories: things we can control and things we cannot. The things we can control are largely internal: our thoughts, our emotions, our reactions, our intentions and our actions. These are aspects of life where we hold the reins. We decide how we perceive situations, how we respond to them, and what actions we take. On the other hand, there are things beyond our control: the weather, the actions of others, the past, the future, and the laws of nature. No matter how much we fret, worry, or stress, we cannot alter these elements. Now, you might wonder, how does understanding this dichotomy alleviate worry? Well, it's simple. When we're worried, it's often because we're trying to control the uncontrollable. We're fretting over the past we can't change, the future we can't predict, or the actions of others we can't dictate. This is like trying to hold back the tide. It's a futile exercise that only leads to frustration and anxiety. By recognizing this, we can start to let go of these futile worries. We can stop trying to control the uncontrollable and start focusing on the things we can control. We can choose to react calmly to a stressful situation. We can choose to think positively about a difficult circumstance. We can choose to take proactive steps to improve our circumstances. When you start focusing on what you can control, you'll find that most of your worries simply melt away. They're often about things you can't control anyway, so why waste your energy worrying about them? Instead, invest your energy into taking control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This shift in focus can bring a profound sense of peace and calm. When we focus on what we can control, we start to realize that most of our worries are about things beyond our control. The second Stoic way to stop worrying is to embrace the present moment. The present moment is the only one we truly have. The past is a memory, and the future is an idea, a speculation. They exist only in our minds. The present, however, is real, tangible. It's here and it's now. It's the only place where we can act, where we can live. Stoicism encourages us to be fully present, to be mindful of the here and now. This is not about ignoring the past or the future, but rather about understanding their proper place. Our past experiences can guide us, and our future plans can inspire us, but they should not control us. They should not cause us to worry. Worry is a product of our mind, a product of our thoughts about the past and the future. It arises when we dwell on past regrets or when we fear future uncertainties. It's a distraction, pulling us away from the present moment. By embracing the present, we can reduce worry. When we are fully engaged in the here and now, we don't have time to worry. We're too busy living, too busy experiencing the world around us. We are too busy being. Being present also helps us to appreciate what we have. Instead of worrying about what we might lose in the future, we can appreciate what we have right now. This can bring a sense of contentment, a sense of peace. Mindfulness, the practice of being fully present, is like a muscle. It needs to be trained. It's not always easy, especially in our fast-paced, distraction-filled world, but it's worth the effort. By training our mindfulness muscle, we can become more resilient, more balanced, more content, and less worried. So how can we train this mindfulness muscle? By focusing on our senses, by focusing on our breath, by focusing on our actions, by returning again and again to the present moment, by embracing the here and now. When we are fully present, we are not worrying about the future. The third Stoic way to stop worrying is to practice negative visualization. This might sound a bit counterintuitive. After all, aren't we often told to visualize success, to picture the best possible outcome? But the Stoics had a different approach. Negative visualization is a mental exercise where we imagine the worst-case scenario. It's not about dwelling on the negative or becoming pessimistic. Rather, it's about preparing ourselves for the possibility of adversity. It's about expecting the unexpected, acknowledging that life is unpredictable, and understanding that things may not always go as planned. This Stoic practice is rooted in the writings of Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher. He suggested that we occasionally set aside time to contemplate potential misfortunes, to become familiar with the idea that they could, in fact, happen. This might be losing a job, enduring a health crisis, or experiencing a setback in personal relationships. Why would we want to do this? Well, the idea is that by visualizing these scenarios, we can lessen their emotional impact if they do occur. We're essentially inoculating ourselves against future shocks. We've already considered the worst that could happen, so we're not caught off guard. This doesn't mean we're hoping for these outcomes, we're simply acknowledging their possibility. Moreover, negative visualization can help us appreciate what we have right now. When we contemplate the potential loss of our health, our job, or our relationships, we're reminded of their value. We're prompted to cherish them more, to not take them for granted. We're encouraged to live in the present and appreciate the blessings we currently enjoy. This practice isn't about inviting misfortune or being pessimistic. It's about developing resilience, fostering appreciation and reducing worry. It's about facing the potential negatives head-on, so we're better equipped to handle them if they do materialize. By visualizing the worst-case scenario, we can reduce our fear and worry about it. So the next time you find yourself worrying, why not give negative visualization a try? You might just find that it helps you worry less, live more, and appreciate the present moment. The fourth Stoic way to stop worrying is to see obstacles as opportunities. It's a common misconception that obstacles are inherently negative, but the Stoics, steeped in wisdom, saw these not as setbacks, but as stepping stones to progress. They believed that each challenge presents us with a unique chance to learn, to grow, and to improve ourselves. Imagine you're faced with a mountain. You could worry about how steep it is, how hard it will be to climb, but the Stoics, they'd see that mountain and think, what a fantastic opportunity to become a better climber. The mountain hasn't changed, but the perspective has. And with this perspective, worry dissipates. This approach isn't about ignoring the difficulties. It's about embracing them as part of the journey, as catalysts for our personal growth. When we shift our mindset to see obstacles not as barriers, but as doors, we open ourselves up to the potential of possibility. When we see obstacles as opportunities, we remove the fear and worry associated with them. The final Stoic way to stop worrying is to practice dispassion. Dispassion in the world of Stoicism is not about becoming cold or emotionless. Rather, it's about learning to manage our emotional responses, especially to events outside our control. Think of it as an emotional filter helping us to respond, not react, to life's challenges. When we worry, we often let our emotions control us. We become captive to our fears, our anxieties, but practicing dispassion allows us to break these chains. It encourages us to view our worries from a different perspective, to see them as they truly are, often irrational, exaggerated, or even baseless. By practicing dispassion, we learn to separate our worries from our emotional response to them. We start to see that our worries are not as powerful as they seem. They are merely thoughts, and thoughts can be controlled, managed, even dismissed. When we practice dispassion, we reduce the emotional power that worry has over us. So how can Stoicism help us stop worrying? Let's take a moment to revisit the 5 Stoic ways we've explored today. Firstly, understanding what is in your control is a key principle of Stoicism. By focusing only on those aspects of life within our control, we can reduce the amount of stress we experience. Remember, we control our actions, our responses, and our attitudes, not the behaviors or opinions of others. Secondly, embracing the present moment is crucial. Stoics believe that the past and the future are beyond our control, and thus unworthy of our worries. By living in the present, we can truly appreciate the beauty of life and rid ourselves of unnecessary anxieties. Our third point was the practice of negative visualization. By envisaging the worst-case scenarios, we can prepare ourselves for any outcome. This practice allows us to be resilient in the face of adversity and reduces the fear of the unknown. Fourthly, the Stoics see obstacles as opportunities. Every challenge we face is an opportunity for growth and learning. When we change our perspective, we can turn our worries into stepping stones for success. And finally, practicing dispassion. Stoics strive to maintain a calm and balanced mind, regardless of the circumstances. By doing so, we can remain stable and composed, even in the face of worry and stress. In sum, these 5 Stoic principles present a powerful strategy to reduce and manage worry. They encourage us to focus on what we can control, live in the present, prepare for the worst, see challenges as opportunities, and maintain a balanced mind. These principles aren't just philosophical theories, they're practical tools we can use in our everyday lives. And as we begin to incorporate these principles, we'll find that worry and stress become less prominent, replaced instead by a sense of calm and resilience. Remember, the key to overcoming worry lies in understanding and practicing these Stoic principles. So why worry when you can live the Stoic way? Before we wrap things up, we'd like to invite you to become more involved in our community. If you've found value in this video, if it's helped you better understand Stoicism and its practical applications, or if it's inspired you to live the Stoic way, we encourage you to give this video a thumbs up. This helps us reach more people who might also benefit from these principles. Furthermore, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you have any experiences with the Stoic ways we've discussed today? How have these principles helped you manage worry and stress in your life? Feel free to share your insights in the comments section below. Your experiences could be the inspiration someone else needs to start their Stoic journey. And if you're interested in more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to be notified whenever we post a new video. Lastly, if you think this video could help someone you know, don't hesitate to share it. You never know whose life you might touch with the power of Stoicism. So, let's continue this journey together, and remember, why worry when we can live the Stoic way? Thank you for being a part of our community.